Hey guys, Techman here, also known as Matthew Rivera, and today I'm going to be reviewing my Behringer Xenyx Q1202 USB. So without further ado, let's begin. So today, as I already said, I'm going to be reviewing my setup and the Behringer Xenyx Q1202 USB. What I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to do an overview, and then I'm going to show you what I use over here and some over here, and just show you how everything is set up. So let's get started. So to begin with, at the very top of the mixer, we have 4 XLRs. And this is really helpful because if you don't know what I mean by helpful, is that the Behringer Q502 USB I had only had 1, and this one has 4, and it's very useful because I get to have all different types of XLRs, as I will show you later on. Right below the XLR is the 1/4 input, and you get to use it for anything. These are for like instruments and all that other stuff, and a unidirectional microphone. Right below it is your gain control. I love this because this also controls the gain, and then right down here, as I will show later, is your level. We're done with this side. Next thing we see is an FX send, headphones, main out, control room out, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1/4 jacks. And then we have the track in and out RCAs. This is for a external FX processor that you can just connect to something else, because this thing does not have an effects built into it. The phones is not a cell phone, but it's your headphones that you can plug into. The main out, I have a special need for these. I will show you later on. Then you have your line in inputs. These are very useful when you have an instrument or a piano or something other than a microphone. It's very helpful because you get to have about 4 of them. It's really helpful. We have the control room out. That is for just like speakers in the studio. We have the RCA in and out. Now, let me tell you a story about these. Behringer has rerouted these, and it's in a very weird way. In the Q502 USB I had, I can use both of these and record it to my computer, no problem. They changed the routing here so that you cannot record it to your computer, and I will show you how to record these to your computer. Nothing really special here. This is the power supply, and then this is the USB that plugs into your computer. Nothing really special here. There's nothing else on the back here. Now we're done with all the front, and we're going to move our way down. As I was saying about these things over here, you can't see it, but those are the gain knobs over here. These are the level. These are all the levels for your XLR all the way here. These are your XLR controls, and then these are the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 input settings. You have your pan left and right across the board. You have your effects send across the board. All of these connect to this. These switches help with the effects. We have a low cut here, and this helps, and it says low cut 80 Hz, that when you press them, it actually helps with the low end of your voice or whatever you're trying to record with. We have the high and mid knobs here. Those are just the high frequencies of your voice, the mid range of your voice, and then the low part of your voice. And then finally, last but not least, we have compression. What compression is that it helps not make everything just so high. It compresses the levels. So if I bang the mic, I'm going to mute it. it pops on. It tries to compress the sound, not as much. This is called the headphones control room knob, which means you can do this. It changes your headphones and the control room. You have the FX2 control room. This switch helps person in the control room to hear the effects that's coming through, and you can literally just press it and you'll hear the effects, but I don't have any effects processor here. We have our main knob here. I'm not going to touch that, but basically this controls everything here. It helps with all the levels. This is the master mix, main mix, that's why it's called that. It's sometimes called a master, sometimes called a main mix. I'm used to calling it a master because if I turn it down, it will literally turn off everything as you just saw. These things are very confusing. I cannot explain them. They're just absolutely weird. The routing for this is very, very weird, and I personally do not like these two things here at all. Then we have our handy dandy LED decibel indicator if we're clipping or not. We have our power and then 48 phantom power. And without this phantom power, the microphone I'm recording with is the MXL990. It will not run with it. Now we're done with the overview, and now I'm going to explain what I use and how to connect everything. Now as you see, this here is how I'm recording. That is my MXL990. I use 3 XLRs, and I'm going to show you what they are. They're right here. So let's move closer and I will tell you what I put in and what I use. Now this one is a 20-foot XLR cord that goes out from my mixer and into my closet. My closet is my homemade recording studio. I put that one in here. The last thing is this thing. Now I got this one from my school. As you can see, it's very torn up. I do not treat my cords or any electronics like this, as you see over here. This one was broken, and it was the female side that was broken. And I winded up opening it and resoldering the connections, and it works, so I can actually keep this. This one is a 20-foot cord, and I plug it into 3. Now, occasionally I use 4 for my handheld microphone I have, and I don't have that plugged in because I barely use it. This cord goes out on my mixer and it goes to my floor, so when I'm recording using my green screen, I can literally just plug in my mic and it's all good, and I don't have to unplug something, plug it back in, do this, do that. Now this cord is to my PS3 and I plug it into here. I'm not going to do that right now because if I do, I will lose the audio completely. So this one plugs into my PS3 so people online, when I'm playing online, can hear me. This is an RCA, left and right and video, to my PS3. I don't want to plug it in right now because it will create a static sound and I don't want to do that. But these plug in here. These two things. Now what I can plug in is these two things. First with this one. This one is in splitter to a 1/4 adapter. That this is my speakers. Over here you see this red box over here. And the speaker over here. This is for my speakers, and then this one is for my headphones, and I plug it into phones. Now you guys remember me talking about the routing system for the RCA, that I cannot record to my computer using these. You can by this simple trick. My dad made this a few years ago for me to use. It's an 1/4 connected to a 3.5 jack. And this is going into the line in of my computer. Basically, if everything is connected to the main out, everything is going out and going into something. So this, I plug in here. It does not matter which one it goes because these are mono and it will still create the left and right effect. So I plug it in here. And this thing will help with this and basically everything else here. But for now, I'm not using that. I'm using the USB to Audacity to record my voiceover. And that's my review of the Behringer Xenyx Q1202 USB. If you guys have the RCA issue, it will help you out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is the Techman signing off. See you later, guys.
Until I